Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is Mike Brenner coming to you with the Brenner Blast and the Brenner Breakdown for Sunday, March 11th. Hell, the time changed last night. That's got everybody scrambling. All right, we've picked up an hour here, so we got to get cruising. Had a great day yesterday, guys. We went 3-0 on the video picks. The teaser cashed. Arizona full game came through with no problem. And Oklahoma City Thunder in that first quarter, they came out and just rampaged San Antonio. 2-1 on the private picks yesterday. So out of 6 picks, went 5-1 yesterday. I'll take that any day of the week. That's getting the job done, for crying out loud. We don't gloat when we win. We own it when we lose. So I'm looking at that one that I lost and seeing how I could have done better. So with that being said, let's get into it. We got a couple championship games today and college basketball and a pretty full slate in NBA. All right, in 2 early games today, you got Davidson taking on number 16 Rhode Island. That's a 1 p.m. Eastern start. Davidson pretty much has to win this game to go dancing. They split 2 meetings this year with the Rhode Island Rams, so this ought to be an interesting contest. Rhode Island is going for their second back-to-back Atlantic 10 Conference Championship in a row. That's hard to do, but I'm telling you, Coach Dan Hurley says we have the team to do it. They came back yesterday from 11 down to beat St. Joseph's to get this opportunity today. Right now, it is favoring Rhode Island on the full game, minus 2.5. I've got no say in that game whatsoever. Then you got Kentucky versus Tennessee. Kentucky was a big ticket casher for us yesterday on our private picks. We had them on the half and the game, and they absolutely brought it. They absolutely owned it. Now they're taking on a Tennessee squad, and this is the SEC championship game. This is really a team, Kentucky, that's putting it all together at the right time. These one-and-dones have really learned to play unselfishly, but you're going up against a very well-coached Tennessee team. Coach Rick Barnes, he brought everything he had in Texas, brought it down to Tennessee, and this team is not only ranked, but they're playing with authority. Let's not forget, they have beat Kentucky in 2 straight games this year. It is hard, we say it, to beat any team 3 times in 1 year. They rolled past Arkansas 84-66 yesterday, but I think today is going to be a little bit of a difference. What we're going to do, we're pulling that trigger. Our first official pick, I'm going with Kentucky on the full game, +1 as a dog. Remember, it's hard to beat any team 3 times straight in 1 year. I think Kentucky's peaking at the right time, and I really think they've got revenge on their mind. So with that being said, that's our first pick, Kentucky on the full game, +1. And later on, you've got the AAC championship, Houston versus Cincinnati. All right, Houston, big win versus Wichita State. Did they leave everything on the table? Did they set themselves up for a letdown? I don't know. This team really is playing good ball. We talked about it yesterday. Houston, there's no problems here. And Cincinnati, all right, they've won 8 of 10 in this matchup against Houston. 3-1 straight up in the last 4, but I'm telling you, this win could be a final statement for them to be a number 1 seed. They had to fight back tremendously yesterday after getting their asses shellacked in that first half against Memphis. That they only turned the ball over 3 times in that game. That is very impressive. Right now, the line is sitting Cincinnati -4.5. Got no call in that one. All right, guys, that's it for college basketball. It's a small slate. We got 1 pick. We're taking Kentucky as the dog, +1 on the full game. Let's get into some NBA. We got some early games today, and also we got some games that have a lot of implication. You've got Golden State taking on Minnesota at Minnesota. No Curry. He didn't make the trip. It looks like David West isn't playing. Iguodala is going to be questionable. So his team is a little bit banged up, and they're coming off of that beatdown at Portland where they lost 125-108. It was their first loss since the break. Kevin Durant, though, I think is the guy that can hold this team together. But Minnesota, all right, they've lost 3 in a row. They're 2-3 without Jimmy Butler. Karl Anthony Towns, his hand is banged up. As of right now, he says he's going to go, but how effective will he be? I don't know. I think this is going to be one of those games you may want to go 10-foot pole. I don't know, but Golden State is favored -5 on the road at Minnesota. No call in that one. Then you got Indiana taking on Boston. All right, these 2 teams have swapped wins on the opposing team's floor, so home court advantage hasn't really been a big factor. Boston 6-1 since the break. They're 2 2.5 games behind Toronto for that top spot in the East. And trust me, that is on their mind. Jaylen Brown will be out, concussion protocol. He might be out for a full week. He took a big head injury after a dunk the other night. God, it was terrible to watch that play. Indiana, all right, 10 of their final 16 games are on the road, so they're going to have a lot to prove. Oladapo has been held under 20 points for 3 straight games. They go as he goes. Indiana, though, relatively healthy, so we'll see what happens. Boston, right now, is favored -6.5 on the game. No calling that one. And you got Houston, all right, Houston Rockets taking on Dallas. This line opened up at 12.5. It's all the way down to 9.5. Sources say that James Harden is going to be sitting this one out. He's got that knee that's been bothering him, and anytime he can get some rest, they're going to try to give it to him. But my God, you're going up against a Dallas squad that's looking to get a 3-game winning streak. They pounded Memphis yesterday, 114-80. Back-to-back games, though. They might be a little tired. Houston, though, I'm telling you, they had their first loss since January when they lost at Toronto. A hard-fought game. Again, this might be Harden needing a break. I'm not sure. Right now, it's Houston -9.5, and it looks like they're going to be doing it without James Harden. I'm going to stay off of that one, but we might have a call in that a little later. I'm waiting on some of those updates for sure with the injuries, and I will send that out on social media if, in fact, I jump on it. But as of right now, we're off. Then you got Utah playing at New Orleans. Utah winners of 5 straight. All right, they've won 10 straight road games. This team has no fear of going on the road. I love their coach, Quinn Snyder. He's just one of those players, coaches, for crying out loud. You're taking on a New Orleans team. Anthony Davis is going to be questionable. All right, he is banged up, and Miratek has to step up. They're in the 4th spot in the West, so this is a pivotal game for New Orleans. They, if they can hang in the 4th or 5th spot for playoff seeding, they'll be in a good, have a nice opportunity to move forward. So we'll see what happens. Right now, Utah favored on the road, -3.5 at New Orleans with Davis right now listed as questionable. Then you got Cleveland going to take on those LA Lakers. All right, Lakers are playing very well since the break, but Brandon Ingram is sitting this one out again. His absence could be a big factor in this game. Cleveland, they also got some injury issues. They got a lot of guys that are, Rodney Hood's going to be out. Of course, you got Kevin Love out, Tristan Thompson out. But Tristan Thompson, all right, I think he's just, taking on that Kardashian curse, and it's getting the best of them, for crying out loud. Cleveland is favored in this game -2. I'm going to be off of that one, but it's interesting to see how LBJ gets up. A lot of talk of him going to the Lakers. He's playing in LA tonight. Does he want to show off? I don't know. Staying off of that game. Then you've got Denver versus Sacramento. Denver is healthy and focused. All right, Sacramento, Willie Cauley-Stein is questionable. De'Aaron Fox is questionable. They're dealing with injuries, and they're just the Sacramento Kings. They're just a bad team. Here's the thing. You're going to play in Denver. Mike Malone, he circled every single time they face Sacramento. He circles that on their schedule because he cannot stand that team ever since the way that they parted ways with them. But you know what? Mike Malone and Denver got the best of that deal. Sacramento probably still pulling that string with the boot on it, kicking themselves in the ass for letting one of the best coaches in the NBA go. What we're going to do here, we're pulling that trigger, baby. Denver Nuggets in the first quarter -3. That's right. They want to beat this team down, and they want to do it early and often. And I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Malone, when they start this game, says, come on, let's bury this team, and let's bury them quick. So that is an official pick. We've got 2 of them. Again, in college basketball, we're taking the dog. We're taking Kentucky Wildcats on the full game +1. And in the NBA, we're riding with the Denver Nuggets, baby, on the first quarter -3. 2 solid picks. I like it. Let's continue the surge. Let's stay focused, and let's stay grateful. Most important, though, it's a Sunday, and that is family time. So if you will, pay it forward. Spend that quality time with your family. Enjoy a game here and there today, but don't get wrapped up all day long. I had a couple buddies that were kind of proud. They never even left the TV yesterday, and I get it, but my God, when you got a family, make time for some family time. That is most important. And help a stranger out along the way. A total stranger, okay? Paying it forward goes a long way in life. All right, guys, bet responsible, beat your bookie, and build that bank with with Brenner because we're in the zone. Let's continue to stay in the zone. And don't forget, all right, the Brenner Blast and the Brenner Breakdown is coming to you, baby. Hey, YouTube channel viewers, thank you so much for your kind comments. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Denver Nuggets in the first quarter. Kentucky Wildcats on the full game as a dog. Let's get it done. Have a great Sunday.